strike the water in unison, a slow, relentless rhythm. Wood against sea. Drums echo across the morning mist. Ahead, the horizon is broken by sails, hundreds of them. Dark shapes against a pale sky. The air smells of salt and gunpowder not yet fired. Men whisper prayers. Others say nothing at all. They know what is coming. This is the story of the Battle of Lepanto. It is October 7th, 1571. The waters of the Gulf of Patras lie still beneath a rising sun. Near the small islands of Curzolari, a narrow stretch of sea that funnels fleets into confrontation. This is no accident. The location matters. Lepanto, known today as Naupactus, sits along a vital corridor, a gateway between the eastern and western Mediterranean. Control here means influence over trade, movement, and power itself. For decades, the Mediterranean has been a frontier of tension between the expanding Ottoman Empire and the divided states of Christian Europe. This is not their first clash. There were earlier struggles, raids along the coasts of Italy and Spain, naval encounters in the Aegean, and bitter campaigns along the Adriatic. In places like Cattaro and the shores of northern Dalmatia, fortresses stood as fragile barriers. Their importance was simple: hold the coastline or lose the sea. Then came Cyprus. The island, once held by Venice, became the center of a brutal campaign. At Famagusta, resistance endured for months, until it could not. Marco Antonio Bragadin promised mercy, was instead tortured and killed. The message was clear. And in Rome, Pope Pius V called for unity. From that call came a coalition, the Holy League. Spain, Venice, the Papal States. Others joined, uneasy, but determined. Their fleet was vast. Over 200 galleys, supported by heavily armed galleasses, floating fortresses of cannon. Their commander, Don John of Austria. Young, unproven, half-brother to King Philip II of Spain. At his side, seasoned leaders: Sebastiano Venier of Venice, Marco Antonio Colonna of the Papal forces, Agostino Barbarigo, commanding the left flank, and further out, Giovanni Andrea Doria, holding the right. Across the water, the Ottoman fleet gathers, larger, more experienced in these waters. Over 250 galleys, commanded by Muezzinzadeh Ali Pasha. With him, Pertev Pasha, Uluç Ali, a skilled and dangerous corsair, and Mehmed Sirocco, tasked with breaking the opposing flank. Among the rowers, many are enslaved. They are told, if victory comes, they will be freed. A promise carried on the rhythm of the oars. The distance between the fleets closes. On the Christian flagship, a banner is raised, a crucifix, an image of Christ. Men kneel. A quiet prayer passes from one ship to another. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. From the Book of Psalms. The wind shifts, and then a single flash. The Ottoman flagship, Sultana, fires first. The sound tears through the morning. Within seconds, the sea erupts. Cannons roar, smoke rolls across the water. The Christian galleasses unleash devastating volleys, tearing through advancing ships, splintering hulls, breaking formation. But still they come. Galleys crash together. Hooks bite into wood. Men surge across narrow decks. This is no distant battle. It is immediate, violent, unforgiving. On the left flank, Sirocco drives forward with speed. Barbarigo meets him. Arrows darken the air. At some point, in the chaos, an arrow strikes Barbarigo through the eye. He falls. His men hesitate, then press forward again. Nearby, his nephew is struck down shortly after. The line holds, but at great cost. On the right, Uluç Ali maneuvers carefully, searching for weakness. Doria stretches his line, trying to match him. Gaps begin to form. Ships drift, positions blur. The battle fractures. But at the center, everything converges. Don John's flagship moves forward, toward Ali Pasha, toward Sultana. Cannons fire at close range. Wood shatters. Men fall into the sea. Then, impact. The ships collide. Boarding ramps slam into place, and suddenly, you are there. The deck is slick beneath your feet. Smoke burns your lungs. The noise is overwhelming, steel against steel. Shouting, the crack of gunfire at arm's length. You push forward, then back, then forward again. There is no space, no order, only survival. Janissaries surge across the deck, disciplined, relentless. Spanish infantry meet them head-on. Blades clash. Men fall. Others step over them. Again and again, the line breaks, then reforms. Ali Pasha's banner still stands, a signal that the fight continues. But slowly, the pressure builds. Don John's men surge once more. This time, they do not fall back. Ancient sources do not record every moment, but they agree on this. Ali Pasha is struck down. His body collapses into the chaos. And in the aftermath, his head is taken, raised on a pike above the fighting. A brutal signal. The banner of Sultana falls. In its place, a Christian flag is raised. And something shifts. Across the Ottoman line, confusion spreads. Commands go unanswered. Ships begin to break formation. On the flanks, the pressure mounts. Sirocco is killed. His attack collapses. Uluç Ali manages to withdraw, one of the few to escape with order intact. But the center is lost. By late afternoon, the battle is over. The sea is covered in wreckage, broken ships, floating debris, bodies carried by the current. Tens of thousands are dead. Thousands more, once chained to oars, are now free. The scale is immense, a fleet shattered, a momentum halted. News travels quickly. In Rome, bells begin to ring. Pope Pius V is said to have been at prayer when word arrived. Whether legend or truth, the meaning is clear. Something has changed. Not the end of a war, not the end of an empire, but a turning point. The balance of power, no longer certain. In the years that follow, the Ottoman fleet will be rebuilt. The struggle will continue. But Lepanto endures. A moment when two great forces met, and neither left unchanged. A line drawn across the sea. A memory carried forward, in paintings, in records, in silence. The oars are still now. The drums have faded. Only the water remains, moving gently, as if nothing had happened. But history remembers. And on that October morning, near the narrow waters of Lepanto, against the weight of expectation, a fleet stood its ground and did not break. Against all odds, they withstood. Would you? If you want to see the stories of the Bible brought to life with the same cinematic detail you see on this channel, check out our Illustrated Bible. We've paired epic visuals with concise summaries of every book, making the history of the Word accessible for this generation. It's the ultimate companion for your study, available now on Amazon from the Vinedresser Press. Click the link in the description to bring these stories home. Don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.